Okay, so day 14 we have our meditation and our gentle flow as well. So our meditation is all going to be focusing on grounding. So very apt that we've been doing our stability this week. So just to help us feel again connected to the ground, help us from resisting that change for our stability. Okay, so everybody come to your chair. And we're going to have our feet on the ground today. Try to do this with no socks and no shoes, so that you can really feel connected. Now I want you to have your feet so they're completely flat on the ground. You might have to come forward on your chair just a little bit, where I'm quite sure I'm nearly off the chair. Okay, so come into your comfortable seated position. Absolutely start to close the eyes down already. Take the hands onto the thighs, palms facing up. As always, really try to feel this contrast between the crown of the head feeling light and lifted, and then that rooted feeling, that heaviness through the tailbone, through the sit bones, elongating that back, creating a lot of space in the chest. Start to take this breath in through your nose, out through your nose. Just feeling that belly starting to fill up, and then emptying on the exhale. Just notice if this is the first time today that you have sat and thought about your breathing. It's just not something that we're trained to do, that we have any kind of importance on. But it is absolutely so scientifically proven that focusing on our calm breath helps our parasympathetic nervous system create this sense of relaxation and stillness through our bodies. When you feel ready, when the breath starts to feel ready, I want you to take a continuous inhale and exhale, which might sound like actually you already do but really feel like just before you get to the end of the inhale that you already start to exhale. Maybe you picture a circle that you just go round and round and round. Almost like a wave. Feeling the chest rise, shoulders rise on the inhale. And then exhaling straight away, feeling your body sinking down again. Take the attention now to your feet. Maybe you pick up your toes and then ground all 5 toes onto the floor. Really nice, spread apart, so that you can feel each connection through the big toe all the way to the little toe. Keep with this continuous breath. Just notice the sensation underneath your feet. Maybe a sensation that you've never stopped to think about before, even though your feet have walked there thousands of times. Is it cold, soft, scratchy? Any things that you can attach to this feeling of your feet grounding onto the floor that you're on now. Feeling your feet so steady in the ground, it's almost like they are cemented there, that even if you wanted to move them, you couldn't. You've got so much connection to the floor now. All that concentration, noticing how it feels through the toes, through the sole of the foot back to the heel. Is your arch lifted or is it heavier into the ground? Take a moment to focus back on your breath. That continuous inhale and exhale, not even a millisecond of a stop. Feeling this groundedness starting to come up through the ankles, through the calves, up to the knees. The knees feeling really strong above the feet and the ankles. They do so much work moving us around all the time. That feeling moving through the thighs up to the sit bones. How does that connection feel to your chair? Do you feel stable or a bit wobbly? When you focus on the sit bones, are you able to sink further down into the chair, whilst at the same time continuing that lift of the crown of the head? Almost feel this imaginary force pulling the sit bones down and stretching the crown of the head high. That force of downwardness starting to move through the thighs, down the knees, the calves, all the way to the feet, through every single toe. Belly still rising and falling really naturally. The hands feeling very heavy on our thighs, and the fingers just naturally curving upwards. Feeling heavier and heavier into those thighs. Moving up through our arms that are just hanging by our sides, all the way up to our shoulders. That with this sense of rootedness, energy driving towards the ground, the shoulders are also going in that direction, pulling away from the ears just naturally with gravity, creating more of a space through the ears and the shoulders. And just noticing if that space opening up also has an impact on how you feel in yourself. You see a lot of the time when people are stressed or anxious that their shoulders hunch up, and even just this conscious movement of the shoulders downwards has an automatic effect on our mood. So just notice how you're feeling now with the shoulders away from the ears, fully relaxed. That energy driving all the way through the back of the neck up to the crown of the head now. Draw an imaginary sense of energy through the crown of the head, down the center of the body. Feel it rushing through. Really driving down to the ground through your legs, and then finally shooting through the bottoms of the feet into the ground, cementing you here even more. Keep working with these continuous inhales and exhales, not giving yourself even a tiny, tiny second to stop. Focus on all of those tiny areas within us now, thinking about the area behind our eyes. Even though the eyes are closed, you might still have a slight squint in the eyes, so really relax that space behind them. Loosen the jaw, maybe take the tongue away from the roof of the mouth and part the lips slightly. And even allow those hip joints to become heavy, releasing any tension that's building up there. And just allowing the legs and the pelvis just to be where they are. Take 10 more breaths by yourself, feeling this energy driving through the ground. Once you get to the end of that 10th breath, big inhale, draw the shoulders up towards the ears nice and slowly, just so you can feel the difference. And then exhale, completely release. Really slowly inhale, hands all the way up, bringing the shoulders to the ears. Just tilt the head backwards. Exhale, drop those hands down, allowing the shoulders to drop with them. One more time, reach the hands all the way high. Exhale, fully release. Start to come out of our meditation. Maybe you wiggle the feet, wiggling the toes. And when you feel ready, when you feel a sense of life coming back into your bodies, start to open your eyes.